Everybody heard the recording in progress?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Dave Dweller. I am the group leader for Group 4, and here we are presenting our presentation on crawfish harvesting. I'm gonna go first on mine. According to the 2010 article on crawfish harvesting on the fish site, crawfish harvesting is a very different method from fish harvesting. I will focus on the various types of bait and traps used in crawfish harvesting. Starting as early as November, it takes about 7 to 10 months for crawfish to grow. Production rates vary and are influenced by many factors. The primary factors are water temperatures and density, which are determined by seasonal changes affecting crawfish production. There are multiple pyramid traps used by crawfish farmers throughout the years, which form three-dimensional, three-sided shapes. Hex mesh wide traps catch larger catfish than square mesh traps, but square mesh traps are more durable. Placing traps accordingly affects the production of harvesting if crawfish farmers do not harvest at least 5 days per week. Crawfish farmers must distance traps according to the trap's density and spacing. To achieve a profitable harvest, 18 to 22 square mesh pyramid traps must be empty and baited 3 to 4 days per week if yield exceeds 1,000 pounds per acre. When crawfish farmers retrieve the crawfish from traps, they must pull the bigger crawfish out to increase the production rate of the crawfish. There are two types of bait used for the crawfish: fish bait and formulated bait. Farmers mainly sell fish bait, usually clupits or sardine like frozen at 80 to 100 pounds. For both species, for both species, commercial fisheries in Louisiana use natural baits such as gizzard, shad, and pagi. Significant quantities of bait are shipped from other states up to Louisiana during shortages. If proper baits and traps are not used, the quality and quantity of crawfish will continue to dwindle until there are none left. Crawfish farmers' livelihood depends on the abundance of crawfish during crawfish season. Next, we're going to go ahead and have Shelby read.
Hi, I'm Shelby, and I will be talking about crawfish harvesting and focusing on the evolution of crawfish. Known for being a Louisiana cuisine, crawfish is found all around the world except for Africa and Antarctica. Related to shrimps and crabs, they are known as crustaceans, which periodically shed their exoskeleton. Compared to lobster, crawfish thrive in fresh water and unable to survive in ocean salt or salt water, and often can be caught in ditches. Crawfish are about 6 inches long, divided into four segments: a joined head, a thorax, a segmented body, and four large pinchers, and evolved as needed, both gained and lost segments as needed as nature saw fit. The only extinct species of crawfish that is native to California is the Shasta crawfish, according to Evolving Naturalists. This means that this is the only one that is still in existence. This species is threatened by a loss of habitat and competition from invasive species like the signal crawfish. Other invasive species are red swamp crawfishes and are often used as bait and dissected in school labs. Crawfish can live 1 to 20 years depending on their species. Usually hiding majority of the day, crawfish hunt living and dead animals and eat plants at night. Males come in two different forms: a male that cannot mate and will attack a female that comes around, and a male that will mate. Females can lay hundreds of eggs at a time, but if the egg isn't fertilized, it will fail to hatch. Although the egg will hatch, most babies will not make it to maturity due to them being easy prey. A crawfish can mature in just 2 months of life, mating in the fall typically.
Okay, next we're gonna have Ella present hers.
Hi, my name is Ella McFarland, and today I'm going to be talking about crawfish farming and why it's especially important in the southern United States, particularly in Louisiana. Crawfish farming has been a major art, horticultural practice in the United States since the 1950s, and more than 95% of the country's over 120,000 acres of crawfish ponds are located there. This makes Louisiana the center of crawfish production in the United States. In good seasons, farmers can harvest 70 to 80 million crawfish, showing just how large and important the industry is. Most crawfish are cultivated in rice fields that are converted into crawfish ponds during crawfish season. These ponds are kept shallow so sunlight can reach the bottom and help natural plants grow. The crawfish will eat the plants that grow. This vegetation becomes a food source for the crawfish, allowing them to grow naturally. During the warm summer months, crawfish burrow into the levees surrounding fields where they reproduce and prepare for the next season. Farmers often rotate rice and crawfish production every other year, which helps maintain healthy soil and supports both crops. Crawfish harvesting season usually begins in late fall and continues through the spring. Farmers place baited traps throughout the ponds and check them daily. Once the crawfish are caught, they are sorted by size, cleaned, and prepared to be sold. Some crawfish are sold live, while others are processed for food products. This daily routine requires a lot of time, effort, and careful management by farmers. At the end of the season, the water levels in the ponds are lowered, and the adult crawfish burrow into the soil. The cycle begins again, allowing the next generation to grow and continue production for the following year. In conclusion, crawfish farming is an important part of agriculture and culture in Louisiana. It provides food and supports farmers' livelihoods and follows a natural yearly cycle that has been practiced for decades.
Next we're gonna have Evelyn present hers.
Hi, my name is Evelyn DuPont, and I'll be talking about the economic system for crawfish harvesting. So, crawfish season starts in the winter, which is the big production where everyone is trying to produce the crawfish. But it starts off with the pond. First, the pond is built, and soil is then chosen to be put at the bottom of the pond. Clay is usually used to to create an environment that the crawfish can dwell in. Three of the main factors that affect this would be water levels and movement, the forage, and the soil type, which I've just mentioned. So the next factor would be the water levels and movement. So crawfish environmental best management practices mentions that a crawfish pond during the flushing season or flushing process should only be kept at an average depth of about 12 inches. When this is done, this process is done during the fall. When the pond is drained, it can only be drained to a depth of 4 to 6 inches. If it is drained below that, it kills the production of crawfish. So they drain it and the crawfish still stays there. After the water is drained, they fill the pond back up during winter, back up to 14 to 18 inches, which helps with the production of crawfish. Once the water is pumped in and everything is complete, that's when the harvest starts for the crawfish. As much as the water is important, the forage of the pond is as well. The forage provides nutrients to the soil, which crawfish eat. It also affects the runoff or erosion of a pond. Rice and sorghum grass are a few options to plant in the crawfish pond according to the article that I have read. While the nutrients are good for the crawfish in soil, the debris needs to be minimized for crawfish production and easier harvest. The less debris, the greater the harvest. So the owners, the workers have to clean the debris at least once a month to have a great production. In conclusion, water and soil are both major components in producing the right environment for a crawfish harvest. If one is not done right at a certain time, the production is not that great. We do not have a great environment for the crawfish pond. So it takes thought and effort to get water levels, flushing process, and the forage just right. If it is not, then it will negatively affect the harvest. But if it is, then we will have a great production and great environment for the crawfish.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for presenting. We have Anjali, who's also in our group. She's another one who's been a hard worker. Everybody who's been presenting, I want to say thank you to y'all for actually working hard to get your presentations and to get your assignments done. We're going to wait a few minutes to see if Anjali able to come. And if she's not able to, we're going to conclude it. I'll probably wait till 1:25 just to see how long it's going to take for Anjali to come.
Well, at least if she doesn't make it, hers, I'm pretty sure yesterday when she was on, hers worked. So I guess we could always just send like her presenting yesterday's and be like she wasn't able to make it today, but she did present yesterday and this is hers.
She did. Shelby, I know you said you wasn't able to send the one from yesterday, being that it was a large file. Is there a way you can cut out ours and see if you can send just Anjali's file through?
Yeah, I can try to do that.
I'll go ahead and text Anjali in the group chat, let her know that we're going concluding for our meeting. But if you can't do that, send it to the group me so that way we can post this video and that video on the discussion page and also on the assignment page for our presentation.
Okay.
This will conclude our presentation for crawfish harvesting. Again, I want to thank everybody who's presented today and yesterday and work hard to get their assignment done. Thank you.